The little boy just wanted to finish the yogurt his dad hadn't finished, but before he could take a bite, his father snatched it away and snapped at him, warning him never to touch anything he'd eaten again. The boy looked hurt and confused. What he didn't know was his dad was just trying to protect him. After breakfast, John dropped his son off at preschool, then headed straight to the adoption agency. Today, he was hoping to find new parents for his son. The staff were shocked. They couldn't understand why any father would do such a thing, but then John explained.
I don't want him to think about it, to understand death.
John had recently been diagnosed with a terminal illness. Doctors told him he had less than 3 months left, and he had no idea how his 3-year-old son would survive on his own after he was gone. Hearing this, the staff's cold expressions softened. John filled out the paperwork, and all he could do was wait for the agency to find a family that could take his place. Until then, he just wanted to spend as much time with his son as he could. As a single father, John always felt like he'd failed his son. Other kids had rooms full of toys, but when he looked at his own child, all he felt was guilt. Soon, the agency contacted him with news. They'd found a potential family. They lived on a luxurious estate, and the couple seemed warm and kind. They spoke sincerely about how much they already liked his son, promising to send him to the best schools and give him the best life money could buy. John thought maybe this could work, but then he learned something that changed his mind. The couple already had a child of their own. Even though the husband promised to love John's son just as much, John couldn't shake the fear. Would his son really be treated the same? Would he feel left out? The risk was too big. John couldn't gamble his son's future. Later, John gently asked his son, Mike, how would you feel about living with a new family? But Mike just said,
I like him.
John's heart ached. Of course he wished things could stay this way forever, but he knew that wasn't possible. One morning, on the way to preschool, Mike asked why all the other kids had moms, but he didn't. Looking into his son's innocent face, John felt like 1,000 needles pierced his heart. He wanted to explain that his mother had left, that she wasn't coming back, but he couldn't bring himself to say it. So he told Mike, she went somewhere far away. It'll be a long time before she comes back. John truly loved his son, even while battling illness. He still read him bedtime stories in the quiet of the night, still took walks with him through the park on sunny afternoons. The way Mike's eyes lit up when John talked about excavators, that became John's most treasured memory. He just wanted to be there a little longer, give his son more happy days, even if his own days were numbered. 3-year-old Mike was incredibly thoughtful for his age. When he saw his dad sleeping on the cold couch, he would quietly lay his little blanket over him. When John woke up, Mike would bring him a cup of warm water without saying a word, then sit beside him in silence. But fate kept reminding John that time was running out. A sudden, piercing headache told him he needed to act fast. The next family the agency introduced was a middle-class couple. They were well-dressed, with kind smiles. They explained that they didn't plan on having kids of their own, but deeply wished for the chance to become parents. While they talked, Mike became fascinated with a stuffed bunny on the table. The man quickly offered to let him keep it. That small, thoughtful gesture meant everything to John. Maybe this was the right family. But as they were leaving, John caught the wife giving her husband a subtle signal, telling him to take the toy back. In that moment, John's heart sank. He realized the kindness they showed was just for show. Beneath the surface lay selfishness and indifference. He walked away, more